Hello and welcome to Orchids 365, and this is a care collab with many amazing channels on the Zygopetalum orchid. I will list them in my description. As always, when I do a care collab, I like to start off by showing you exactly where I grow the orchid in my pergola. So she sits in a spot where she gets just the right amount of morning sun without the excruciating direct midday sun. I'm gonna back up a little so you can see where she is, and now I'm gonna go try to grab her from there and carry on with the information. The Zygopetalum orchid is a genus of about 20 species, and they're usually native to Central America. They're exotic and they usually grow in cool rainforest environments. The flowers are so fragrant. A lot of the times they have either stripes or spots, and they're shades of purples, greens, and browns. This particular zygo is the only zygo that I have in my collection. Unfortunately, I also had the Zygo Australia, which would have been blooming, but unfortunately I lost it after many years to the unfortunate heavy rains. Now, this one had a repot because I learned my lesson, because you grow and you learn, right? So what I did with this one is she has very coarse mix. Remember, I grow outside. I'm in zone 10 in Florida, and I found this to be helpful. And since I did this change, I see in this growing season a new growth. Let me show you. Look at that. It's coming up still, so I can't tell if it could possibly be a flower spike or new leaves. It doesn't matter. It's new and it's happening, and I'm happy because that means that I was able to help her. So I have her sitting in very little bark, a lot of lava rocks, some charcoal. Like I said, it's a coarse mix. It's tricky because the watering is such a balancing act for me. You can't allow them to go dry yet. They don't care for a soggy environment either. Watering once every 7 to 10 days is about right, okay? However, when I have the heavy rains in the summer or spring or whenever it decides to happen, if I don't have her sitting in something so coarse and well draining, then she's gonna rot. If I don't water her for over a week, then she's gonna dry. So I've been playing with the balance, and I think I finally got it right. Not the easiest species for me to grow in my environment, I'm being completely honest, but I do love the learning experience. I do fertilize her. However, from February until July, I usually use the high nitrogen fertilizers, and then the lower ones from August to January. However, now in the winter, I really don't fertilize her as much, because over fertilizing is just as bad. So they say you can repot them every 2 to 3 years, sometime between February and June. Always a well draining medium, fine bark, finer medium orchid mix for the warmer summer times. But like I said, for my climate, my humidity, my rain, this mix that I have pretty much made up on my own has worked so far. This one had her repot because what happened to my other zygo that I lost. So she's doing quite well. I am happy. And then the color of the leaves show that she's getting just the right amount of light. They're not fading to yellow. They're not too much of, see, they're the perfect hint of green. So I am happy with it. And like I said, she really likes the morning and even the afternoon sun, but by all means, not that hot midday sun. So showing a light green leaf with just a hint of yellow, perhaps she's getting the max sun she can take. But then if the leaves are very dark, it may need more light. So I see a healthy shade of a light green, maybe a little bit of yellow on this end that sticks out more out of the pergola. I think she's doing great. Like I said, beautiful flower, so worth growing and worth having at least one in your collection. For me, it's been challenging, but hey, so far so good, and I'll keep you updated on that new growth. Unfortunately, I lost her tag. I've had her for many years and I got her very small, but she's like this lovely shade of lavender purple, like a dusty purple, and then white in the center, and the shape of her flower is lovely. And I'm very sad about losing my Zygo Australia, but you know what? I'm gonna wait and see if I can do a good job with this one, and then maybe I'll have her again in my collection. So with that being said, thank you for joining me on this care collab, and please don't forget to watch the other care collabs on the other channels I'm listing on my description, because we are all over the world and we are growing outside, growing indoors, growing in greenhouses. So these videos are always so helpful. So with that being said, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are growing happily, and stay kind, y'all. Thank you so much. Bye.